Hey everybody, welcome to the Hamakua Homestead. If you're new here, my name is Tiffany and today we are doing a water bath canning for a pickling recipe. We are getting today's recipe out of the book called Can It and Ferment It. This recipe is called Spicy Pickled California Mix. Looks pretty good. So obviously the main step, the main chore for today is cutting up vegetables, and there are a lot of them. This recipe says that it makes 2 pints, but if I'm going to go through all that trouble, I'm going to double the recipe. So I'm going to come up with probably closer to 5 pints because I added an ingredient to today's recipe. It calls for cauliflower, serrano peppers, garlic cloves, celery, carrots, and red bell peppers. I am adding zucchini as well, so I think that'll stretch it a little bit more. That wasn't the intention, but the first store that I went to, the cauliflower was about this big, and it was like $5 a piece. So I was like, no. So I grabbed the zucchini, but then I went to a different store and they had good cauliflower. So we're just gonna do both. I apologize if you can hear cows in the background. They are working cattle basically in my front yard right now. My sweetheart is doing his ranging thing. All right, that was a lot of chopping, but we have all of our veggies chopped up and ready to go. I decided to skip the zucchini, so I'm imagining we will end up with 4 pints. I stayed pretty close-ish to the recipe and the amounts, so we're gonna go ahead and get our brine started. For our brine, the first thing we need is 2 cups of 5% acidity vinegar, 1 cup of water, 1 tablespoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon dried oregano. We're gonna let this come up to heat, let all the salt dissolve completely, and then we're gonna throw in our veggies. Oopsie. So I only did the correct amount of vinegar and salt and water and everything for 1 recipe. We're doing 2. So I'm gonna double the amount that I just put in this pot. All right, so our salt is dissolved, so I'm gonna throw in our bowl of veggie goodness into our brine. So we're just gonna go ahead and leave this to come up to a boil, and it is going to boil for a full 3 minutes. And now it's time to ladle it up. All we need to do is wipe off the rims, make sure there's no debris left on there. Okay, so our vegetable mixture has water bath can for 10 full minutes, and I let a little extra time go by to let it cool down just a little bit before I remove it from the canner, which is really just a really big stock pot with a rack on the bottom. Don't forget the rack when you're doing this. So now it's time to take them out of the canner. They all look pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and put these jars on the counter for the next 24 hours. Make sure that they do their pops and their pings and they seal. And then I'm going to go ahead and wash the jars, label them, put them on the pantry shelf, and I'm gonna wait at least 2 weeks before we do a taste test. We want all the flavors to all meld together and do their awesomeness and their pickled vinegariness. So I will see you guys back here in about 2 weeks. Okay, and just like that, it's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So we are gonna go ahead and give our pickled vegetables a try. This is our spicy pickled California mix. So let's go ahead and bust this guy open and see what it's like. It smells very vinegary, very pickly. Get a good mix on the fork here. Cheers. Spicy. The cauliflower is pretty soft. I don't think it's intended to be eaten just alone. I think you're supposed to put it on toast or something. Just a little bit spicy. That's a little bit spicy. But it's good. I think on toast or on a taco, something like that, it would be pretty darn good. It's a little bit spicy, you guys. Ugh. I think the different peppers that I put in there did the trick for sure. If you're a big fan of spice, do it like this. But you know, the vegetables are soft, but they're not too soft. But they don't have the crisp that they usually would, like if they were just, you know, steamed halfway and they still have that crunch. It's not like that. But it is good, and I'm definitely gonna eat it, but I'm just not gonna eat it all by itself. I'm going to dull it down by putting it on top of something, crackers or chips. Tacos. I think it's good. It's gonna be great for tacos. But anyway, it is good and it is beautiful. So if you're a big fan of spice, I would definitely recommend you try this one out. That's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Hamakua Homestead. I will see you again soon.